Okay, I just thought I'd share with you the colors that I'm using for this book. I know it's a baby book, but I didn't want to go with your traditional powder blues and babyish themes, so I went with a brown and a blue theme. And I just have a couple little of these tags that I can cut them apart. And this, I thought that was cute. And some distress inks. I kind of want to go with a vintagey baby book, if that even makes sense. Some browns. This is the color I'm going to use for the actual letters for the book. And then here's my color palette here. The blues and the browns. And these papers are double-sided, a lot of them, so I even have more of a choice. Oh, I also have some buttons I might use, and I just try and gather a whole bunch of things that I might use in the right color combinations, and I don't use half of them, or I pick ones that I would never have thought I was going to use, but it's good to have them around so you're not going back and forth. And then I was just playing with some of my chipboard because I was worried if this is going to fit, and this is like 5 pages, so I took 5 just pieces of scraps of chipboard and binded it in my bind it all, and yeah, there's lots of room here. I can even put an envelope in here or more embellishments, so I'm quite happy with that because I wanted to bind it on the bind it all instead of the rings. Just to me, it makes it look like a more finished book. So now I can cut out all the papers and put them on the book board. Well, I figured I'd show you how I adhere my paper onto my chipboard or my book board. So how I do it is I use my Xyron. Lots of people use their ATG gun here, or lots of people use is it Mod Podge, or lots of people use glue, just white glue, watered down. There's lots of different ways to use it, to do it, but I like a full adhesion. So what I like to do is I like to take my book board and put it through, and then I like to like just rub around the edges because you got glue there. So, and I keep the backing because it's really good for if you're inking. I know if you have the Tim Holtz those pads, I don't know what they're called, but I just use these things here. They work just as good. Now, sometimes if you do it this way, because I don't like to waste paper, so I like to put it like directly on the paper, whereas some people cut the paper and put the paper through the Xyron, but in order not to waste any paper, I like to do it this way. But sometimes because this is layered, it's like pressed paper, so sometimes it peels. The glue will peel off the a little bit of the spit it out, a little bit of the book board. So you try and find a nice corner, and you start peeling it back. And if it does peel a little bit of the chipboard off, it's not a big deal. Like right there, I don't know if you can tell, there's a place there that didn't get any glue. So what I like to do then, if that happens, is I like to take this, what's this called? Zig, two-way glue, or any other kind of glue that you like, and just add it, because I like it to go really right to the edge. And sometimes if I put my fingerprint on, I'll add a little extra glue. And then, this is the side I want. The stars are the side I want. So I flip it over, and there's no, because of this pattern, it doesn't really matter which way I put it, but if you're going to do a piece of paper with some kind of a pattern on it, then you want to be careful and make sure your pattern's going the right way. And then I line it up as close as I can. I like to have a little edge. Let me adhere it really well. I like to have a little edge here. I don't know if you can tell, there's a little bit of paper there. And then I cut around it with my X-Acto knife. I think I keep hitting the camera, sorry. And then I go caught right here. Do it again. And around here. And your X-Acto knife might gum up a bit with a little bit of glue, but that's not a big deal. It sticks. then what I like to do is I like to take one of these sanding blocks, and it gives it a nice smooth finish. You can use these sanding blocks, you can use these little emery boards, or what I even do is for tight corners, and that is I buy these at the dollar store. I don't know, you get like 30 little emery boards in a package for like $1. So I just so it's nice and smooth. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up my edges. Ooh, you can see all the little pieces of paper fibers flying around. Here's the T I did here, just to let you see. And then the O will be here. And I put my letters here on the Xyron. And then I'll just adhere the letter on there. But I want to ink my letters up. I don't know if you can tell I inked up the T. But that's how far I am now, which isn't very far, but it'll get done, it'll get finished. But I think that's all I have to show you. I just wanted to share that I did put the papers on the backs of these, the board book. So I have pages on the front and the back, and then I attached the letters. And just a hint, after you put the paper on, but before you put your embellishments on, is when you want to bind it. And I binded mine with the Bind It All. You can use, like I said, the circle rings if you wanted to, or the jump rings. I'm not sure exactly what the name of them are. And why you want to do this before you start adding all your embellishments is so you know where to put your embellishments. You don't want to, like, you know, have your embellishment right to the edge, and then you want to bind it and then you punch a hole in your embellishments. So it's just easier to put your embellishments on after you bind it. So this is going to be the last you see of this book. I think I'm done with this instructional video, I guess you would call it. And once this is totally finished, I will make another video on the finished book and share that with you. I hope I was some help to anybody who wants to make one of these, and I hope you enjoyed learning something new. I know I did. Thanks again. Bye now.